Friends, welcome to Open University. In the last class, we were discussing about the operation of a full wave rectifier with capacitor filter. Okay, we have discussed the input and output waveform. See, this is your full wave rectifier. Particularly, I am discussing about center tap full wave rectifier with capacitor filter. Okay. The center point is tapped, make 0. Okay, ground is connected to center terminal, so it is called as center tapped. This is diode D2, this is your diode D1. Okay, then I am connecting a capacitor filter like this. Then in parallel to capacitor, I will be connecting a load resistor RL. This is your RL, this is your capacitor. The voltage across capacitor is VC, and this is your output voltage V0. Okay. Your secondary winding is divided into two equal halves. This is your voltage VA with respect to ground, and this is your voltage VB with respect to ground. This V and VB are equal in magnitude but opposite in phase. Okay, their magnitude wise they are same, but phase wise they are opposite. Okay. Now, the input to primary side is your pure AC signal. VA and VB are also pure AC signal with reduced RMS value. Okay, see the operation. The number of turns on primary side is N1, and number of turns on each half of the secondary winding is N2, where N1 is greater than N2. Let's understand the output. What will be its output? Okay. What will be the output of this full wave rectifier with capacitor filter? This is your VA waveform, and this is your VB waveform. Okay, this is your VA waveform of VA, and this is your VB. Okay, let this axis is time axis T, where VA is Vm sin omega naught T, and VB is minus Vm sin omega naught T. This is plus Vm, and this is your minus Vm. Now, initially assume voltage across capacitor is 0. Capacitor is discharged, no voltage across the capacitor. Now, initially what will happen? VA is positive and VB is negative. Okay, VA is positive and VB is negative. Since VA is positive, diode will be forward biased and it will be replaced with short circuit, and at that time that D2 will be reverse biased because VB is negative. So D2 will be open circuited. Okay, no current will pass through D2. So current will pass only through D1, and it will come like this, and it will pass through the capacitor. Okay, it will pass through the capacitor and complete the path. This is connected to ground. So current will flow like this, ground to ground. So current will flow through D1 and then capacitor. Some current will also flow through the RL. Now, so when VA will be positive, diode will be forward biased and capacitor will charge to this input voltage. Okay, capacitor will charge to this input voltage like this. Okay, and it will charge the voltage across capacitor will charge up to maximum value of the input voltage. What is the maximum value of input voltage? VA, that is Vm. So capacitor will charge up to Vm. Okay, then what will happen after this value? Let this time is t1. Okay, let this time is t1. After this t1, what will happen? VA will be less than VC. VA, the voltage across this side, will be less compared to this side. Okay, VC will be greater than the VA. VC is greater here, voltage across capacitor will be greater, but VA will be less than VC. So what will happen? Your diode will be reverse biased. Okay, D1 will be reverse biased, D2 is already reverse biased. So what will happen? Capacitor will discharge. Okay, capacitor will discharge its voltage through the load resistor RL. Okay, so what will happen? The voltage across capacitor will decrease. Okay, it will decrease like this. It will slowly decrease up to this point. Okay, let this time be T2. Let this time be T2. Then what will happen? After T2, VB will be greater than VC. The voltage across VB will be greater than VC. Okay, this side will be less and this side will be more. So what will happen? This D2 will be forward biased. Okay, and at that time D1 is already reverse biased. So current will flow like this and it will then flow through the capacitor. Then capacitor will charge through the diode D2. So capacitor voltage will again increase up to maximum value of VB, maximum value of the input voltage, that is nothing but Vm. Then what will happen? Then again this VB will be voltage across VB will be less than VC. Then what will happen? Capacitor will again discharge. Okay, again discharge, again charge. Okay, to peak value, then again discharge. So this process will continue. Okay, this process will continue. Now when capacitor discharge, let in this discharge interval the voltage across capacitor is decreased by VR, peak to peak ripple voltage. So at this point, what will the voltage across capacitor? It will be Vm minus VR. At this point, at T2 voltage across capacitor will be, this voltage will be Vm minus VR. What is VR? The amount of voltage reduced by the capacitor during the discharge interval. Okay, so if you see from one peak to, this is your VA waveform, from one peak to next peak. What is the next peak of VA? Is here. This is one time period. From one peak, this peak to this peak is one time period. Then from this to this, it will be half time period. Okay, this is your T naught by 2. This interval is your T naught by 2. This is from this to this, it is T naught, but from this to this, it will be T naught by 2, half the time period. So in one half time period, what will happen? Capacitor will discharge once and charge once. This is your discharge interval and this is your charging interval. So I can write that T discharge plus T charge equal to T naught by 2. But charging interval is very small, so I can write that T discharge approximately equals to T naught by 2. Okay, this red color is the output to waveform V naught. This process will continue like this. This is the output waveform V naught, or also the waveform for Vc. So you can write that at this time let the time is t3. Time is t3. This is your t3. Okay. Now this is your 0. At this time is 0. So I can write when t is in between 0 to t1, in this interval, what happens? Your Va becomes positive, D1 becomes forward bias, capacitor will charge through the diode. When time is in between T1 to T2, both the diodes are open circuited, then capacitor will discharge its energy through RL. Okay, through RL. When time is in between T2 to T3, capacitor will again charge. From T2 to T3, capacitor will again charge. Then we will be discussing some formulas like what is this peak to peak ripple voltage, what will be the formula for VR. Then we will be calculating what is the DC output voltage, and the ripple factor, and also what is the angle of conduction. Okay, and what is the average diode current and peak diode current. Okay, we will be deriving those formulas. Let's give this heading. First heading, peak to peak ripple voltage. Let's derive the formula for peak to peak ripple voltage. First point, what is peak to peak ripple voltage? It is denoted as VR, peak to peak ripple voltage. So you can write during discharge interval charge discharge interval means from T1 to T2 capacitor discharges. Okay, during this interval, charge lost by the capacitor equal to charge supply to RL. That means whatever amount of charge lost by the capacitor during this interval is nothing but the same amount of charge will be supplied to RL. When capacitor discharges its energy, it will discharge through RL. Okay, so whatever amount, how much charge will be lost by the capacitor is nothing but the same amount of charge is supplied to RL. Okay, so how much of charge is, how to get what is the charge lost by the capacitor? Q equal to C into V. What is C? Value of the capacitance into, during the discharge interval, how much of voltage is, capacitor voltage will be reduced by VR. Capacitor voltage will be reduced by VR. So C into VR. This is the amount of charge lost by the capacitor. And how to get what is the amount of charge supplied to RL? It is IDC into Q equal to I into T. Okay, you can write delta T. Q equal to I into T, delta T. Delta T is your discharge interval, and you know that discharge interval is approximately equal to, T discharge is approximately equal to T naught by 2. So you can write that C into VR equal to IDC into T naught by 2. Okay, my interest is to find out what is VR. So you can write that VR equal to IDC into T naught by 2C. This C will be divided here. What is T naught? Time period of the input signal, that is nothing but V and BV. So which is equal to 1 by F naught. So you can write that peak to peak ripple voltage equal to IDC by 2 F naught C. IDC by 2 F naught C. This is the formula of your full wave rectifier with capacitor filter. The formula for peak to peak ripple voltage. IDC by 2 F naught C. In case of half wave rectifier with capacitor filter, this formula was IDC by F naught C. And here two term is coming because of T naught by 2. In earlier, when we are discussing about half wave rectifier with capacitor filter, your T discharge plus T charge was T naught only. Okay, where we then approximate T discharge equal to T naught. But in case of full wave rectifier, this T discharge is becoming T naught by 2. That's why this 2 is coming here. Next, give the heading second derivation, that is ripple factor. That is ripple factor. That is ripple factor, small r. What is the formula for ripple factor? I RMS dash by IDC. RMS value of the AC component divided by DC component. Okay. So in order to find out the RMS value of AC component, you require what is the AC component. Okay. What is the AC component? So the formula for ripple factor is IRMS dash by IDC, or you can write VRMS dash by VDC. What is this? RMS value of the AC component present in the output. And what is VDC? Average value of the or DC component of the output. Because the output of the filter, this capacitor filter output is something like this. Okay, full wave rectifier with capacitor filter output is something like this. Okay, this is the output waveform of your full wave rectifier with capacitor filter. Now this is your DC component. DC component means average value of this output waveform. And what is the average value? This is the average value, that is nothing but VDC. This is your DC value. If you, since output is, this is a combination of AC component and DC component, my interest is to find the RMS value of the AC component. So I require the AC component. How to get AC component? If you subtract this DC value, okay, this is your DC value. If you remove this DC component, you will be getting the waveform something like this. If I will be removing the DC component, then the waveform will be something like this. Okay. This way. I'm neglecting from 0 to T1. My analysis is only after T1. I'm just neglecting because this is very small interval. The response, this response is very small, occurring for very small interval, so I am neglecting this part. So this is the output waveform. If I am removing the DC component, this is the AC component waveform, okay, which is approximately a triangular waveform. You can approximate the ripple waveform. This waveform you can say it is a ripple waveform. Ripple waveform. Ripple waveform means waveform of the AC component. My interest is to find what is the RMS value of this waveform. So in order to know RMS value, we know that RMS value of a triangular waveform is maximum value by root 3. Maximum value by root 3. VRMS will be maximum value by root 3. So what is the maximum value? What is this value? When capacitor discharge by an amount, how much? VR. This value is your peak to peak value is nothing but VR. So what will be this value? If this is 0, then this will be VR by 2 and this will be minus VR by 2. So maximum value is VR by 2 and minimum value is minus VR by 2. So you can write the RMS value of this AC component is VR by small VR. So VR by 2 divided by root 3, that is nothing but VR by 2 root 3. This is the RMS value of the AC component. Okay. My interest to find out how much of AC component is present in the output waveform. This is your output waveform, and which is combination of AC component and DC component, and this is the AC component, which is also known as ripple waveform. Ripple means how much AC component is present. Ripple means AC component. So this is your ripple waveform, and the RMS value of the ripple waveform is nothing but VR by 2 root 3. So if I will substitute here, I require one more thing, that is VDC. What is VDC? You can say VDC equal to IDC into RL. Okay, and uh, you substitute here. uh, BRMS dash is BR by 2 root 3 divided by IDC into RL. Okay, IDC per. What is BR? What is BR? BR is IDC by 2 F naught C. Here is IDC by 2 F naught C into 2 root 3 divided by IDC into RL. This IDC will be cancelled. Then it will be 1 by 4 root 3 F naught C F naught C into RL. The formula for ripple factor is 1 by 4 root 3 F naught C into RL. This is the ripple factor formula for your full wave rectifier with capacitor filter. Definitely, when you will use filter, the ripple factor without filter and with filter will be less compared to without filter. The ripple factor will be smaller in with filter. So when you will use capacitor filter, the ripple factor value will be lesser than the without using the filter. This value will be very small. Next, we will be calculating what is the DC output voltage. Give the heading. Give the heading DC output voltage. That is your third point. That is DC output voltage, that is VDC. How much of, what is the value of VDC? So how to get VDC value? This is your VM and this is your VM minus VR, minimum value. Maximum output voltage is VM and the minimum output voltage is VM minus VR. Okay, so can you say what is this value? What is this value? This to this value is VR. This value is VR. Maximum value to minimum the value, this distance is VR. So what is this half distance? That is VR by 2. So this is nothing but, so how to get DC value? Subtract maximum value VM minus this value. If you subtract VM minus this value, then you will get DC value. So this is the formula, that VDC equal to VM minus VR by 2. You can write VM minus what is VR? IDC by 2 F naught C, which will be 4 F naught C. This is the formula for VDC of your full wave rectifier with capacitor filter. VM minus IDC by 4 F naught C. Again, this in case of half wave rectifier with capacitor filter, this was 2 F naught C. Now it is 4 F naught C, and this 4 is coming because of T naught by 2. Okay, then give one note under the special case, give the heading special case. Means I am discussing a special case of full wave rectifier with capacitor filter where RL is not present. Let's analyze that. If you will not connect RL, what happens? If you will not connect RL, what happens? Only capacitor I am connecting. Okay. RL I am removing RL. RL is removed. This is your BA. And this is your BB. And this is your output voltage V0. Let's discuss if I will remove RL, what happens. So what happens when this diode D1 conducts, initially, then capacitor will charge through D1 up to maximum value of input voltage, that is nothing but Vm. Okay. Now what happens when this diode D1 will off and D2 also off, when both the diodes are off, since there is no load resistance present, so capacitor cannot discharge. So when both the diodes are open circuited, capacitor cannot discharge. Okay, so capacitor voltage remains constant at Vm. So capacitor voltage will remains at Vm. So output voltage is Vm. Output voltage is always Vm. In this case, in this special case, our output voltage is fixed at Vm. But if you connect RL, then output voltage will be something like this. Okay, but if you will not connect RL, then capacitor voltage will remain fixed at Vm. So output voltage will be Vm. Okay. Now, when both the diodes are open circuited, suppose both the diodes are open circuited, my interest is to find out what is the peak inverse voltage. What is the peak inverse voltage means? What is the maximum voltage drop across a diode when it is reverse biased? Let diode D, let this diode is reverse biased. Okay. So in reverse bias, my interest is to find out what is the maximum reverse voltage drop across the diode. Means that this side is positive, this side is negative. I want to find out what is the peak inverse voltage. So what is the maximum voltage drop across this voltage? That is nothing but VA minus VC, or you can write VC minus VA. What is VC minus VA? VC is Vm, and what is the maximum value of VA? That is nothing but, what is the maximum value when this diode will be reverse biased? When VA will be minus Vm. So when Vm will be minus, VA will be negative, then only this diode will be reverse biased, and what is the maximum value of reverse voltage? That is minus Vm, so it will be 2 Vm. So this voltage, peak inverse voltage, is becoming 2 Vm. So when a diode becomes reverse biased, okay, peak inverse voltage is 2 Vm. You can remember, you can remind what was the peak inverse voltage of your full wave rectifier without capacitor. What was the peak inverse voltage? Peak inverse voltage was 2 Vm. The peak inverse voltage of your center tapped full wave rectifier was 2 Vm, which was disadvantage. Okay. Now the same center tap full wave rectifier with a capacitor. Now the peak inverse voltage also remains same at 2 Vm. Okay, also remains same at 2 Vm. But in the previous discussion of when half wave rectifier with capacitor filter we were discussing, we found that without capacitor filter, okay, without, in the special case we are discussing that without capacitor filter the half wave rectifier peak inverse voltage was Vm, but when half wave rectifier is connected with a capacitor, then the peak inverse voltage was 2 Vm. Okay, but now in this case your center tap full wave rectifier with capacitor filter and without capacitor filter, the peak inverse voltage remains same. The peak inverse voltage remains same. So what? That means you don't need. We are giving. I had given a note that when half wave rectifier is connected with a capacitor filter, then diode should have greater current rating and greater voltage rating, because peak inverse voltage was 2 Vm. When half wave rectifier was connected with a capacitor, then peak inverse voltage was becoming 2 Vm. That's why the voltage rating of the diode should be greater. But in this case, you don't need a greater diode, greater rating diode, because the peak inverse voltage remains same as that of without capacitor. Okay, so write down one note under this. I write down one note. Voltage rating of the diode, will remain same as that of the without capacitor. We'll be writing that note again. If you wish, you can write here, or without, I will be giving that note in next step. Okay. Let's discuss the fourth point, that is average diode current, ID average and ID peak. So you remember this special case of half wave rectifier with capacitor by removing RL, and also full wave rectifier with capacitor by removing RL. What happens? What is the output voltage and what is the peak inverse voltage? In both the special case, output voltage remains at Vm. V naught is Vm. Okay, peak inverse voltage also 2 Vm in both the cases. Half wave rectifier special case and also full wave rectifier special case, the V naught value and peak inverse value remains same. You need to remember these two things. Give the next point, that is fifth point, average diode current. Average diode current. I am denoting it with ID average. Okay, ID average. What is average current through the diode? ID average. Let this is your ID average. And let this be your IC average, and let this be your IDC. let my interest is to find out only average current through each diode. Okay, what is the average current through each diode? Let one diode is activated and one diode is open circuited. So you can write id average equal to ic average plus idc. My interest is to find what is the average current through the diode, through each diode. What is the average current? Okay, so let this diode is conducting and this diode is open circuited. So let the current through this diode is id average now, and the capacitor current is ic average, and the current through the load is average load current idc. So you can write that id average equal to ic average plus idc. Give it equation 1. Now we can write from principle of charge conservation, from principle of charge conservation. Okay, charge gained by the capacitor during the charging interval can write charge gained by the capacitor during charging interval equal to charge lost by the capacitor during discharge interval during discharge interval. See, this is your output waveform. So this is your discharge interval and this is your charging interval. So in discharge interval, whatever amount of voltage is reduced, same amount of voltage will be gained by the capacitor during the charging interval. So I can say that whatever amount of voltage is reduced by the capacitor during the discharge interval, that is nothing but VR, the same VR will be gained by the capacitor during the charging interval. So I can say that charge gained by the capacitor during the charging interval is same as charge lost by the capacitor during the discharge interval. So how much of charge is gained by the capacitor during the charging interval? How to get? What is the average current through the capacitor? IC average. Charge gained by the capacitor. I want to find out how much of charge is gained by the capacitor during the charging interval. So Q equal to I into T. What is T? T is your charging interval. T charge. Charging interval equal to how much of charge lost by the capacitor? Q equal to C into V. C into VR. Okay, IC average into T charge. Okay, let I am giving IC average into T charge. What is T charge? Charging interval, that is delta T equal to C into VR. So what is your IC average? IC average equal to C into VR into 1 by delta T into 1 by delta T. This 1 by delta T, what is omega naught delta T? Omega naught delta T is equal to under root 2 VR by Vm. I was discussing half wave rectifier with capacitor filter. The same will be for full wave rectifier with capacitor filter. The formula will be remain same. So we can write 1 by delta T equal to omega naught into under root Vm by 2 VR. Vm by 2 VR. So if I will substitute here C into what is VR? IDC by 2 F naught C into omega naught into under root Vm by 2 VR. Vm by 2 VR. This is your IC average. This omega naught delta T formula I will derive now. I left it in the fourth point. I will be deriving it. So the formula remains same as the half wave rectifier with capacitor filter. This is omega naught delta T is nothing but angle of conduction and delta T is your conduction interval. Okay, so IC average equal to this. So substitute this in this equation 1, this equation 2. So substitute equation 2 in equation 1. I will derive this angle of conduction formula. I left it in the fourth point. I have to discuss it, but I leave. So the next discussion I will derive this omega naught delta T formula. So substitute it. Your ID average equal to what is IC average? IC average is, you can cancel here. CC cancel. So F naught omega naught will cancel. There will be only 2 pi. So 2 to cancel. Okay, 2 to cancel. You can write IDC into pi, okay, under root of Vm by 2 VR plus IDC. If you bring this IDC common, then it will be 1 plus pi under root Vm by 2 VR. This is the formula for ID average. ID average equal to IDC into 1 plus Vm by 2 VR. Before discussing this fourth point angle of conduction, let's discuss on this peak diode current. Okay, sixth point, peak diode current. That is ID peak. What is peak diode current? It is the maximum current through the diode when capacitor charges. Okay, what is during when capacitor charges, the current will flow through the diode. Okay, and capacitor will charge by drawing a heavy current through the diode. This sudden increase in current is nothing but surge, and the maximum value of this surge current is nothing but peak diode current. Okay, you can see how on the current through the diode increase suddenly. Okay, this is the way the sudden increase of the diode current, and this current, the maximum value of the this is your diode current ID, and this maximum diode current is nothing but ID peak. Okay, and this ID peak will flow when capacitor will charge. Okay, capacitor will charge. So what is the formula for ID peak? ID peak equal to IDC into 1 plus 2 pi under root Vm by 2 VR. This is the formula of your capacitor filter, full wave rectifier with capacitor filter. In the fourth point, give the heading. Fourth point, give the heading angle of conduction. I was not discussed this fourth point. Directly I came to fifth point. Okay, so give the heading angle of conduction. Angle of conduction. Fourth point, in fourth point you give the heading angle of conduction. Angle of conduction. What is angle of conduction? It is the duration for which diode conducts or capacitor charges. It is the, right on the point. It is the duration for which diode conducts or capacitor charges through the diode. Right on that point. It is the duration for which diode conducts or capacitor charges through the diode. See, this is your input output waveform. Okay, this is VA and this is your VB, this is your VB, and this is your output waveform. Okay. This is your output waveform. Now let's say instead of taking sinusoidal signal, I am taking the input signal V and VB to be cosine function. Okay, this is the input output waveform when your input V and VB are sine wave. Now let V and VB are cosine waves or cosine functions. Okay, okay, okay. Now what will be the output waveform now? The output waveform will be something like this. Charging to maximum value, then discharging, then charging, then discharging, then charging, then discharging. Sorry, I am not drawing the VB waveform. Let's draw it again. Okay, this is your BA waveform. BA is a cosine function, so VB will be minus of cosine function, so it will be something like this. Minus VB. Okay. I'm taking so many waves, so that's why picture is not coming clear. Okay, this is your cosine function VA, so this is your VB. Okay, now your capacitor output voltage will be something like this. Recharge up to this, then discharge, then charge, then discharge, then charge, then discharge. It will be something like this, the output waveform. And at this point time is t equal to minus delta t, and at this point t equal to 0, and this is your delta t conduction interval. In this interval your capacitor will charge. So when capacitor will charge in this interval, I can say, or I can denote, write down one point. Diode D1 is conduction. Diode D1 is conduction from t equal to minus delta t to t equal to 0. Diode D1 is in conduction. In this interval, VA is positive, so D1 will conduct. So diode D1 is in conduction from t equal to minus delta t to t equal to 0. Hence delta t represents conduction interval or charging interval. Next point, during charging interval V0 or Vc can be represented by a cosine function. In this interval I can represent the output waveform as a cosine function. Okay, so I can write, so V0 equal to, so I can write V0 equal to Vm cos omega naught t, and t is in between minus delta t to 0. In this interval I can represent minus delta t to 0. Vm cos omega naught t. If I want to find out what is V0 at t equal to minus delta t, at this point what is V0? This value is Vm minus Vr. This is your Vm. So at t equal to minus delta t, V0 equal to Vm minus Vr, which is Vm cos omega naught minus delta t, okay, which can be Vm cos omega naught delta t. I am multiplying 2 and dividing 2. I am multiplying 2 and dividing 2. Then it will be cos 2 theta, which will be cos 2 theta will be equal to 1 minus 2 sin square theta. And if theta is small, this 1 minus 2 sin square theta will be 1 minus 2 theta square. 1 minus 2 theta square. Here delta t is small, so theta is small, so I can replace cos 2 theta with 1 minus 2 theta square. So it will be Vm into 1 minus 2 theta square, that is omega naught delta t whole square by 4. 2 4 cancel, so Vm minus Vr. This Vm will be cancelled, minus with minus will be cancelled, then I can write Vr equal to Vm into omega naught delta t square by 2. So I can write omega naught delta t equal to 2 Vr by Vm on the root. So omega naught delta t equal to under root 2 Vr by Vm. And the unit is in a radian. Unit is in a radian. Write down a note. Give one note. Write down some points. Okay. First point, if capacitor is used as filter, first point, if capacitor is used as filter in a full wave rectifier, if capacitor is used as filter in a full wave rectifier, then first point, diode should have greater current rating. Diode should have greater current rating because ID peak or surge current is strong. ID peak or surge current is strong. Second point, voltage rating of the diode will remain same. Voltage rating of the diode will remain same as that of without capacitor. In bracket, because peak inverse voltage remains same. Then second point, write down. Second point, in a bridge rectifier, or in a bridge rectifier or in center tap full wave rectifier, if one diode is deactive, then it will behave as half wave rectifier. Okay, it will behave as half wave rectifier. So whether it is bridge rectifier or center tap full wave rectifier, if one diode becomes defective, then it will behave as half wave rectifier. In the next class, in the next video, we will be discussing some problems, okay, on this full wave rectifier with capacitor filter. So thank you.